about your character? Do you run around? Because I know you wrestle all over. You've been all over the world, really. Do you have different personas where you go? Are you always like a heel, always a face? I love seeing you as a heel. By the way, it's so another guy that when you talk to and like outside of the ring is so cool and personable and nice, but like. It's so crazy, just like night and day, seeing you at ringside, just yelling at people, and it's awesome. It's great. I love good heels. I'm a fan of a good heel, and I like watching you as a heel.
My trainer, one of them at least, I was fortunate enough and blessed to be trained by Hall of Fame tag team. Royalty, the Dudleys, one of the most decorated tag teams in the entire history. Bubba Ray and Devon Dudley. Those are the guys. In the air. 3D.
For sure.
And I owe my fundamentals and my groundwork and everything to those guys. And even coming up, like even when I was done training and I completed my time, I was still a student. Like I was one of those guys that for the life of them, they couldn't get rid of. Like there would be a new class starting like a year after I was done, and I'm still there watching the new guys. And it became one of those things where I was fortunate enough to go from being trained by them to them, having enough trust in myself. And thank God for my tag partner, John Cruz, aka Serpentico, who's been all over AEW as of late. We pretty much became, the assistant trainers at Team 3D Academy, and being able to be able to be a part of that whole thing, just being around that for 10 years plus, having Bubba in my ear, and Bubba being one of the the most heels of heels, and especially the ECW times, and Devon, especially in ECW, Devon was like untouchable. Like, oh my God, like he just heat. There's heat. They would walk out to to the ring, and there's just heat. And Bubba's main thing was on both of them, if anything. But Bubba, for sure, would always say, if you're going to be a heel, be a heel. Be the type of heel that is going to do good work and do your job to tell that story. And your job for that story is to be an adversary for the good guy, and to help elevate one another as the story and everything unfolds through the whole thing. And, at the end of the day, for me, if I'm being a heel, if the more hate and boos that I can emanate from this crowd based off of the emotion that we are creating, and not just going through the motions and just going, I'm a pro wrestler, whatever, we're just doing moves. Like anybody can do that. We can train a chimpanzee, we can train a donkey, we can train a few different things. Wrestling and these things can go through the motions, but can they create emotion? Can they take us for that ride? And so for me on my end, if I'm against a really, really good white meat baby face that can get the crowd behind him, whether his in-ring ability is a high flyer or he's just got a great character, my job is to highlight that by giving him something to overcome. So if the crowd needs to hate me in order for that story to be told, then so be it. And I know that if I'm hated and if I'm booed, then I've done my job. And that's just as good as being cheered or anything along those lines, exactly. And from the moment I come out to the ring, and from the moment, like, again, I go back to the curtain, I'm on point. I am that character from the moment you see him to the second he stops. Now, if I go out for intermission and everything like that, I'll still do the picture thing and everything along those lines, because the times have changed. Back in the day, back in this like 70s and 80s and early 90s, like a lot of the heels wouldn't go out. Like they wouldn't sell autographs. They wouldn't sell merch. They wouldn't go out and mingle with the crowd, because in theory, that was something for the good guys to kind of get over a little bit more, right? So,
makes sense.
So now it's become a business now, and especially on the independent level, where I take myself out of I'm just the pro wrestler entertainer dude, but I'm also a business. The Oracles to Rios Badu is a brand that I'm establishing, that I've been establishing throughout the course of 11 years through character development and evolving as a person behind the scenes and, in front of everyone as well. And for me, all those ingredients and everything along those lines go into having to look at this from not just, hey, I want to win tonight in this match. I don't want to lose. You can't look at it like that. You got to look at what's best and what's for the overall product, and what's going to elevate you, and what's going to elevate that other person, no matter who's winning or losing. If the person that lost can still have a great match with the person that's winning, and even though they lost, people are still going to remember that match. They're going to remember how you made them feel. They're not going to remember the moment that, that dude lost that match, he sucks. No, they're going to remember, holy crap, those dudes went in. That dude was grimy. Oh my God, he hit him with the chair. Oh my God, I thought it was over, but he kicked out. And oh my God, he cheated, and I thought he had the handful of tights and it was 1-2, but the refs saw it. They're going to remember how you made them feel.
That's what makes a good heel. Frank the Tank said it. Like, I like a good heel, and exactly how you describe makes a good heel. A lot of people forget, these guys are athletes and wrestlers, but acting, you have to be able to act, to sell the play. Said to be able to acquire the emotion from the crowd, you have to be able to act very well.
Like, I feel that today's overall product I love it because I have to evolve with it. No matter what, if I want to play in this game, you have to evolve. If you always want to play in the game, a new game is always going to come out. Whether it's something on a video game, you got different, versions of Call of Duty and Halo and things like that. You play one version of it, you play the next version. It's evolved. It's changed with the time. It's still somewhat the same, but it's changed. It's developed to catch our attention. Same thing with us. Same thing with y'all, with your material and everything you guys bring out to the public, which I definitely appreciate y'all for. With wrestling, I feel that social media has kind of pulled the covers back on kind of keeping certain things, not so public, and in this day and age, you'll often see where, like, for instance, let's say me and you, we just had a match, right? We've been building up this match for the last 6 months, and we're beating the crap out of each other, and I'm the bad guy and you're the good guy, on the scene. But then on Twitter and Instagram, we're like taking jabs and shooting and playing back and forth with each other. And like, what are you really trying to do? You can't be mad at the people at the show when they're not really buying into what you're selling, because people are tuning in. In this day and age, they're tuning in to what you do on social media, on all platforms, to where you're going, to where you're going to be next, to what merch you're putting out, to when it's going to be available, to what podcast you're going to be on, and everything along those lines. They're watching. So, and I'm saying a lot of this stuff, and I'm saying it, and I'll be guilty, and I'm the first one to call myself out. I'm saying a lot of this stuff, and a lot of this stuff I'm guilty of not practicing to the fullest extent. So I'm giving the advice that I know needs to be followed, and I'm saying this as a reminder to myself as to what needs to be. We can't just kind of, when we do a letter I and we do a letter T, we can't just do we got to dot our I's, cross our T's. We need to see these things through fully in order to succeed. So if you want to be a brand, you guys have done something pretty damn good with the Podheads. It's a brand, and it's something that you guys are constantly pushing. You guys are constantly pushing. You guys are constantly developing. You guys are kind of always feeling out, the waters and testing the waters to be able to, have, content, to create content. And in 2020 right now, this is a content-driven time that we're living in. We're having this off of my cell phone. I can get in my car and do this. We are our own camera people. We are our own producers. We are our own marketing team. We create this. I fully, wholeheartedly believe that we are the designers to our future if we know what the hell we're doing. And sometimes it takes some of us a little bit longer, to figure things out.
C-Money has always said that we were meant to be in this world to create, to be something, to do something positive, to fulfill a need or create a thing,